with these buttons in this guy there in case we need it later. And so moving on to more and more complex structures, perhaps the most advanced structure here is a class called QWebView, which is basically a full-fledged web browser running inside the system. So you can instantiate any number of these WebView components, and each of them is a fully functional web browser. So just showing that this is actually live, let me click on some of these links here. Let's start from that guy. I'm on a slow network connection now. I don't actually have a Flash player installed, so you can actually see that. We look at another link here. So anyway, these are the world top stories. And again, this component follows the same principle that I've showed you before. It works in any transformation in rotation. And if I want, I could basically drop it inside another structure. Like for instance, if I make this guy larger, I'd embed the web browser inside the ellipse, and then go further and make further changes and attach behavior to this guy. So other things that you can do from the world menus, I showed you how you can create new types of QWidgets. There are also a number of applications that we have built. There's another video that provides a more extensive summary of the apps that we built. Perhaps one of the most obvious examples is to build a Google Maps application. So this is a JavaScript programming environment. You can basically very easily hook up the system to other services that have been written in JavaScript. So for instance, here is a system that's full-fledged Google Maps application supporting various types of usual Google Maps behavior. You can also get links to Wikipedia articles and panorama images. And since this is written in Qt, things like layouts are supported out of the box. So these kinds of things would be really difficult to do manually if you needed to write all the widgets yourself. Anyway, I'm not going to delve deeper into the applications in this introductory video, so I'm going to get rid of the Google Maps API guy. And moving on, showing some other things. Well, there's this notion of subworlds or subfolders in the system. So if I want, I can create additional subworlds. Oh no, actually I need to move back. This guy, this is the subworld that I just created, and now I could create further structures here. And let me stay in this subworld for a little while and just show additional things that we can do to the worlds. So for instance, if I want to change the background color of the world, I can do it individually for each subworld. There's also a concept known as wormholes, so you can transport objects between these folders. You can basically drag them, and if you bring them to the borders of the link of the world, it basically gets instantly transported to that other world. So now let me show another example. Let's basically go to the other subworld here. So additional features, there are a number of tools inside the system. The whole system is fully scriptable. Let me show a simple example here. I'm going to change the background style to something more conventional without the gradient so that we don't get funny graphical effects. Let me show you some of the tools. This is the class browser. It views the internal structures inside the system itself. This is the implementation of the Qt Morph class. That's the basic graphical object. It has a number of class methods, instance methods. You can view the source code here. This is live JavaScript code. You could go and modify it. There's a tool called an inspector that shows the JavaScript namespace, and this is implemented using the Qt Q3 widget component. So you can use the tree display to view these structures in various amounts of detail. Sorting is supported out of the box, so if I click on this box, you can view all the structures in sorted order instead of the chronological definition order. And there's also a tool called the evaluator, which allows me to enter arbitrary JavaScript code. And the really neat thing about this tool is that there is this additional notion or pointer known as the that pointer, which allows me to refer to the most recently manipulated object in the graphical user interface. So for instance, if I create a simple rectangle here, and now I have clicked on this guy, now if I use the that pointer here to say something like that, rotate, it's basically rotating that guy. And now if I click on the class browser and then press the evaluate button here, now it's rotating that object, which in this case is the class browser. And if I went back to that guy there, so you can use this pointer for various interesting uses when you do interactive programming within the system itself. So anyway, that sort of gives you the feel of the system. There are various other things. The world itself is zoomable, it supports transformations. There are additional features that are covered in other videos. The demo applications are shown in more detail in another video. The interactive development style is illustrated in another video. So at this point I'm just going to stop and point you back to our website. So that's our website where you can get more information about the system. Let me move it if I can't actually grab it now and make it bigger. So that's it.